police have confirmed an incident in which two members of the public have been shot during a cash-in-transit heist in Tembisa, east of Johannesburg, in South Africa's Gauteng province. One person has been fatally wounded and the other is in a critical condition in hospital following the incident which took place yesterday. Police say the robbers bombed a cash vehicle and took an undisclosed amount of cash. All right, for a quick update on this story, we're very pleased to be joined on the line by Gauteng Hawks spokesperson, Captain Dibo Malam. Captain, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Yet another cash heist here in Gauteng. Are the suspects still at large at this stage?
Good morning, Alicia, and good morning to your viewers at home. Yes, Alicia, it's unfortunate that at this moment, suspects are still at large. And what happened last night is that a Fidelity armored vehicle was driving towards Kempton Park and it was approached by a Toyota Hilux. This is when the criminals shot at the armored vehicle, forcing it to a standstill. They forced out the driver and his crew out of the vehicle, and this is when they exploded the vehicle and they ran away with undisclosed amount of money. And unfortunately, Alicia, we had there was apparently two civilians who were shot at. Unfortunately, one of them actually passed away at the hospital on arrival, and the other one is still in critical condition.
Captain, I know you can't shed much on, of course, the leads that you're following about the investigation, but what can you tell us about those investigations? Any headway being made?
We are still following on the information that is coming to our attention at the moment. And Alicia, you'll remember that as the Hawks, we are not working alone on these activities, on these criminal activities. However, we are with other law enforcement agencies concerned, more especially the crime intelligence in the country, who are also assisting us with information that is actually assisting with investigation.
And with that information, Captain, I mean, what are people saying? What seems to be encouraging the latest spate of these cash-in transits?
Alicia, the public need to be aware that we are dealing with very greedy criminals, not to mention, very naive and very dangerous at the same time. However, would like to plead with the public that they need to take care of themselves. Rather, they need to consider their safety first before they want to grab a little note there that has been splashed out during the incident. They also need to consider their safety first, because we don't know if these criminals will see them, as an obstruction to get what they want out of this scene.
Captain, are you at least at this stage, I mean, while you look for, of course, the criminals and the ringleaders, because it looks like this could be a syndicate, are you at this stage at least encouraging, of course, the companies, the cash companies, to at least attain extra security for those vehicles, for the cash vehicles?
Alicia, we are working together with the security agencies, together with Fabric, so that we can assist each other to help them to get more security measures in place that also will also encourage them to change the routes. Because these criminals, actually, they are aware that certain vehicles, certain security companies, actually, they use certain routes often and whatnot. However, we also encourage them that at least if they can put in more security measures so that they can be escorted as well, so that also maybe the suspects may somehow lose the lead according to this heist that's been happening in the country.
And Captain, during your investigations, have you found any relationship with some of these cash-in-transit with actually being a product of inside jobs, that there's actually people that work with these companies that are giving the criminals all this information?
Alicia, we cannot rule it out that it could be that inside job has been conducted. However, we cannot confirm as yet. However, you remember that early this year in January, there was a security guard who was arrested for theft of motor vehicle, which later, through investigation, we were led to a certain house in Sakani where money was dug, and there was also family members who were brought in for questioning. So we cannot totally rule it out. However, we'll also confirm that no one is actually above the law in the country. Anyone who finds themselves in the wrong side of the law will have to account and will have to face the consequences, Alicia.
Captain, before I let you go, I mean, how hard is it or difficult is it to actually capture these criminals? We know that the money, in most cases, is actually never recovered, but some of the criminals have been brought into custody. I mean, how severe is the legal framework that ensures that these people, once you find them, you put them behind bars?
It cannot be that difficult. Once, before I continue, Alicia, is that we actually confirm information that we receive that is coming from the public. If it is positive information, we follow on it with our intelligence.
Yes.
However, I can also confirm, Alicia, that since last August, as the Hawks and our other law enforcement agencies involved, we have recovered about 95 million rands. Also to mention that there were rifles and pistols recovered, as well as radios and bulletproof vests belonging to the state, which are allegedly have been taken away from the crime scenes, from the actually police officers who would be reporting to these crime scenes or are actually going towards these crime scenes to actually assist the other police officers who are there. However, we also encourage the public that any information that they have that can assist with our investigations, they can also bring it forward so that we can make sure that we have a successful arrest on these criminals.
All right, and maybe just this one last thing, Captain. We saw, of course, that social media video that went viral, of course, that was captured by those civilians, and we've seen a high number of civilians getting hurt in these incidents. How would you then advise them? Should they be witnessing a cash in transit somewhere? Can they be filming? What exactly should the process that they follow be?
Alicia, I don't think there is a process for the public to take videos. However, we do not condone that videos are taken recklessly like that one where we saw criminals shooting randomly, everywhere and anywhere. However, hence I alluded earlier that the public need to consider their safety first, because wherever a person may be thinking that they are safe and they are able to take a 2-minute video, unfortunately, they might not be as safe as they think they are, because criminals may see them, as an obstruction to get what they want.
Absolutely, Captain. Thank you so much for that update. That is Captain Ndibuwo Mulamu. She is the Gauteng Hawk spokesperson, and she was talking to us about the latest incidents involving cash in transits.